Hi everyone, Evan&AudreyS here. Now, the first season of my main review series, Movie Criticisms, ended last spring. Season 2 will premiere this September, but right now, I want to do a bunch of little mini reviews throughout the summer, each month. Now, I guess you're wondering, how am I going to differentiate this from my main series? Well, the main thing is that I will not be going over each category like I usually do with the movie criticisms. I'm just going to say my pros and cons of the movie and give my rating at the end. Speaking of ratings, the other thing that'll differentiate these mini reviews from my main movie criticism series is that I will not be using the rating system I used for season 1 of the show. I'm going to be using letter grades this time. Now, without further ado, let's go take a look at our first subject, Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway. Set a little after the events of the first movie, Thomas and Bee are now married and have become a family. However, Peter Rabbit doesn't feel loved by Thomas since he consistently yells at him condescendingly for no reason. One day, while on Bee's outing to get her successful children's book series published, Peter meets an elder rabbit called Barnabas. Barnabas convinces Peter to have him and his animal friends assist his team on a farm heist. That is where the adventure begins. Now, I just want to let you know that I think that the first Peter Rabbit isn't very good. I thought it was patronizing, insincere, and extremely unfaithful to its source material. So, does Peter Rabbit 2, does it step up things? Well, a little, I guess. I have mixed feelings on this film. Starting with the pros, this film is not as patronizing or disrespectful to its young audience as the first film. I think the film is patronizing only once in the whole movie, so that's an improvement. Secondly, most of the acting and voice acting is pretty decent. In my opinion, David Oyelowo, as Bee's publisher, gives the best performance since he is the most invested and who's really trying in this role, who's giving it his all. Unfortunately, that's pretty much where my praise ends. So, let's talk about what does not work about Peter Rabbit 2. First of all, Bee's husband Thomas is pretty unlikable at times, especially at the start. He spends a lot of the first half kind of yelling at Peter and accusing him of things that he did not commit. Now, yes, Peter does cause him a lot of suffering from the first movie, but given the circumstances that in this film right now of how he's behaving, Thomas has no right to just scapegoat him. I also don't love Thomas's performance by his actor, Domhnall Gleeson. Much like the first movie, Gleeson just does not have the energy or whimsy needed to pull off this kind of performance. I mean, there are loads of good examples of people doing better jobs at working off on realistic people or characters, like Sesame Street, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Even Chloe Grace Moretz did a better job in the new Tom and Jerry movie than Gleeson in this. Yeesh. But the cherry on top of Gleeson's performance as Thomas is a scene towards the start of the third act. No spoilers, but he delivers this line that's meant to be sincere, but it sounds like someone pretending to be sincere. They don't really mean it. Secondly, the film can be pretty predictable at times often. I mean, as soon as you meet someone, you know their role in the film. You know who's the antagonist, and it's just obvious. Plus, when the villain of this film, and yes, there is a villain, when he's finally revealed, his backstory is extremely underdeveloped. This makes him incredibly forgettable. Lastly, this film is shoved with so many pop songs. I think it even has more pop songs than the original film. It's painfully obvious that the filmmakers of this film were even less confident of their audience, and just are too afraid of taking the risk of not trying to look hip and cool and modern. In conclusion, Peter Rabbit 2 The Runaway improves on the first film on a couple of things, but it's not a huge step up like the Angry Birds movie sequel. Once again, it's insincere, predictable, and just wants to look cool. If you have kids and want to keep them a little entertained while you're getting your job done at work, then this film should do the trick, but be aware that kids deserve so much more high quality stories than this. And if you do care about their dignity when watching a film, then show them a classic Pixar movie on Disney Plus instead. I'm going to give Peter Rabbit 2 The Runaway a C+. On the bright side though, I was able to finally return to the movie theater after more than a year. It felt like a new normal. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this review video. I am glad that I could bring it to you and hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, then feel free to like, subscribe, and or share. Next month I'll be taking a look at the Tomorrow War as voted as a poll. But for now, I'm Evan J. Sims signing out. Peace.